Good evening, everybody. This is Scott the Shot, Scott the Great. Scott coming at you late time tonight. Let me take a little quick hit. How you guys doing? I'm watching the news, and Kamala Harris came on TV and did some little thing for the first time in a while. She lost the election, and they're analyzing Kamala Harris, and obviously Donald Trump became president because he's sincere, he's honest. You're getting a real person with his own thought. He's got a person of his own thoughts, his own feelings, and his own ideas. And they're and Kamala Harris was stupid, but everybody's acting like like they were trying to be deceiving to us by the way she spent her campaign money and all that. How she was trying to portray herself as something different, and say she wasn't being authentic. But when you think about it, she was being authentic. She hired a bunch of staffers to run her election, her campaign, and she hired a bunch of women and stuff that were like her, a bunch of guys that are like what they believe in, transgenders, all kinds of gay guys, and DEI candidates and people like that, and all the things they did with all the stars and all that. That's Kamala Harris. I mean, that's her maturity level. She's not a serious person. So I believe everything that I saw Kamala Harris do on this election, kind of like when she tanked herself going to Saturday Night Live. I mean, she didn't understand that she did go on Joe Rogan. She wasn't taking no serious interviews, wasn't doing not doing any press conferences. But then she decided to go on Saturday Night Live just a couple weeks before the election, just a week before the election, and it was so unserious. Even though I found it funny, I found the skit funny. But when all anybody can see is that part of somebody, they don't. I mean, to me, I knew it nailed the coffin in her. She was over with. That was it. That was a guarantee Donald Trump was going to win because you don't see her ever on TV. She's hiding in the basement on Joe Biden. Then when you do see her, she comes out there and does this dumb skit with Saturday Night Live. And as funny as it was, for such a serious election with so many things going on in the world and so divided, this country being as divided as it was really weird and unserious. And but that's her being authentic. She doesn't know any better. Kamala Harris is an immature woman. She's like a child that never grew up. She's been a DEI candidate her whole life, and I don't see how she was. I mean, I don't see how she was ever a serious prosecutor. Yeah, how could she have been a serious prosecutor when she's not even a serious vice president? Wasn't even a serious candidate to go up against Donald Trump because she's just immature. I mean, all the things that she advocated for, she changed her mind. She flopped on everything right before the election. I mean, she changed her mind on everything. I mean, those are lies. But when it comes to the way she was running her election, that's her maturity level. So she was being authentic, people. She was being authentically stupid because that's what she is. And I'm not trying to disparage her, but I mean, I don't want to call her names out the door, but she should have known going on Saturday Night Live after not doing any serious interviews the whole time. That I mean, avoiding everything and not having any ideas on her own. She should have known that was not what people were looking for right before the election from their candidate, especially on the Democratic Party. And all the Republicans saw for what it was just stupid. I mean, it was a funny skit, but she's running for the presidency of the United States. When are we going to see her come to the stage and do a press conference without lying and act like an adult and ask and answer and give some serious answers and take some serious questions? You know what I mean? And give coherent answers, not a word salad. But because she lacked in those in doing these interviews, and then she goes on Saturday Night Live and makes herself look like a bigger Kamala, take my Pamela. Let's go get John. I mean, it was funny, but it was not for her because she was. I mean, it made everybody see that she was just so unserious, and it's not an act, people. It wasn't. If she wasn't trying to deceive anybody, that's her. That's who she is. She says it all the time. This is who I am. I mean, it's like her repeating the same taglines on every show. I mean, on every speech, not mixing it up at all, not ever going off prompter. That's Kamala. To her, that's cool stuff. She doesn't understand that it looks fake and all that. because it wasn't an act, people. So that's why I'm so glad she's not president. I'm so glad that people woke up enough to make this election matter. And Donald Trump and the Republican Party, let's go for it. I see good things in our future for 15, 20 years, maybe. If we keep, maybe longer, if we keep our shit, straight and keep it real. Keep it real. But Kamala Harris was never a serious person to begin with, people. I can't remember one time in my life since she's been around that I've ever saw her on any kind of talk show or when she did press conferences back, before, when she ran the first time. But I just never thought she was very smart anyway. And she never said anything she never really gave any kind of real answer to any question that was ever really asked her, no matter if it was serious or not. And it seemed like the only time she was ever adamant about anything is when it comes to transgender rights or being called pronouns, being able to talk to your kids behind your back at school about sex things. DEI candidates. It seems like everything that she was adamant about had nothing to do with the overall health of our country and for jobs, low inflation, safe borders. It was all about all this other stupid little shit that is not really the reason why you elect a president. That's not why you elect somebody president. Is to try to sit there and figure out everybody's weird little lifestyles and all that, and trying to push you into a certain sex. And that's not what our government's supposed to do. But you saw an authentic Kamala Harris on this election, people. She wasn't honest, but the laughing, the cackling, the personality, her not being serious, her not answering the question seriously. She's been trained. She's a professional politician that was founded and groomed by the Democratic Party, and the Democratic Party thinks this kind of stuff was cool. That's why they lost, because they're like robots. They did this lie after lie after lie. They act the same stupid shit. It's all stupid. So she was trained. That's how she was trained. And that's how her person. And in order for somebody to be trained to be a robot, they got to find weak-minded people like Kamala Harris. Because I wouldn't do that. If I was going to run for office or run for higher office, my campaign's going to be run how I see fit. I'll have my advisors and all that, and I'll listen to their opinions, and they'll go from there. But ultimately, it's your decision. It would be my decision to choose what interviews I'd do, where I was going, how I was going to do it. But Kamala Harris was never that. She never was to begin with, and you all should know that. She was a trained, groomed, professional politician, and she did what she was told to do. And she was too stupid to fight it and try to be something different. That's the point I'm trying to make. So, you get what you pay for, people. You guys paid for a party that was that's training people to be senators. They're not really pulling out the people that are the voters and trying to find somebody who's got different ideas. They're just finding weak people that look good or sound good, and then they train them to be to talk right and say these stupid taglines all throughout every show they go on. Thinking that we're back in the day, you never caught somebody on that because you didn't have the internet. Everybody didn't have a camera on their phone. So now when these senators and these people run for higher office and they're always talking and stuff. If they don't change it up, they're going to get caught, like Kamala Harris and all these news organizations that say the taglines all day, all together. At the same time, they all say. How can 6 different organizations owned by 6 different companies, anchors, all say the same taglines all day long? Word for word. Fox calls them out on it. It's funny. So but that's what you get with the Democratic Party anymore. You get and the way they're training them now is just, like I said, they have no real ideas, because all their ideas over the last 10, 15 years has been, let's promote. First it was same-sex marriage, then it's abortion on demand, then it's transgenderism and hormone blockers to our kids. It just keeps getting crazier and crazier. And here's what's up, people. It's not that I hate anybody that's not like me. I'm just a normal Christian heterosexual. I don't believe in homosexuality. I don't believe in same-sex marriage. It doesn't mean I want to be mean to them. It doesn't mean I'm not polite to them when I meet them. I don't care. I don't even bring it up if I know they're like that. I'm just saying I don't believe in it. The Democratic Party wants us all to actually stand up in the street and put your hand on the Bible and say, okay, I believe in it. That's what they want from us. That's why they shove it in our face. They don't want us just to deal with you guys. They want us to actually say we accept it. And that takes away freedom right there, people. I don't have to accept anything. I don't have to like anything. I just won't be violent about nothing unless somebody tries to be violent with me. But my point is, I don't have to like something. but it doesn't mean I'll be rude to them or wish harm on them or anything like that. So, but remember that, people. Kamala Harris is being a very authentic her whole life. She's just a paid and trained little monkey, and I don't mean that racially. I mean she's a robot. She just she did what she was told to do, and obviously she didn't put too much too much of her own opinion in it, because if she did, she got exactly what she did. That was Kamala Harris. So she was genuine, people. She was just a liar and didn't have any good ideas to save for the country. She only had ideas for their little pervert shit they're all into. Letting the border be open, missing children, by the hundreds of thousands, migrant children. That's what they were into. They're not in. They were into. It's like they opened the border, but no responsibility for what happens to the kids. I mean, it's a party of retardation. I mean, how else can you say it? I mean, they're letting people come over to change lives, be safe, but they misplace 300,000 to 500,000 kids. How does that happen? How does a government as powerful as us, with our technology, our better way of life we have here in America, lose 300 to 500,000 kids? Somebody explain that to me like I'm a 2-year-old. How could that possibly happen? How could the kind of corruption happen that was in that program, to where people could have one provider, I guess they call them, or whatever the people that are helping them. One sponsor. Okay, one sponsor can sponsor 100 people. Well, obviously one sponsor. I mean, so how did that kind of corruption get put in there? And obviously they overlooked it, because it wouldn't be that hard to see if they had anybody paying attention or overseeing the program. Really. And they were overseeing the program. So the only thing that you're gonna know, people, the government always oversees these programs, and when money comes up missing, or they don't pass, they can't pass an audit, they know where it went. Okay, it's not like it's just not there. I mean, so that's all I'm saying, I guess, on that. But how you guys doing tonight, man? This is a real late edition. Wait for my wife to get home. Not drinking tonight, smoking weed instead. Just gotten a shot, sometimes a hit. Yeah, my whole life, so everybody's like, that don't look like it's very much fun. I'm like, well, it's not, but you get high. So anyway, people, they're selling off the border wall, pennies to the dollar. I talked about it before. I mean, that's the Democratic Party, people. That's how little they think of us. Even though they got voted out, told they were wrong, they're gonna still fuck us out the door. They can't even show us respect and walk out with dignity. You know what I'm saying? They can't even show respect to us by losing in a manner that's befitting of a government official. With Joe Biden been in office over 50 years, I mean, he should know better. He should show the taxpayers and the people of this country a little more respect with our money, and stop being such a little crybaby. You fucked up the country, bro, plain and simple, because you weren't thinking. That's it. That's it right there, people, in a nutshell. I mean, I hate sore losers like that. I mean, in sports, when you go play somebody, and no matter if it's UFC or football, you go out there, you fucking get down, and when it's all said and done with, you gotta respect the act itself, and the courage to go out there and do that at least. And they can't even do that. When somebody shows up like Donald Trump did, and you just got beat, show him the respect that he deserves, not just on camera, but for real. You lost, Joe Biden. Be an old man that learned something over life, and learn something you should have learned, and show Donald Trump the goddamn respect he deserves as being the 46th president of the United States. You understand what I'm telling you? Or the 45th, whatever it is. You get what I'm saying, people? I'm buzzing. But go out with a little bit of class. I mean, please. I mean, it's not for me. I mean, man, he just wants to cement himself as being the worst, corrupt, the dumbest, just the most vindictive president of all time. I mean, just go out, just leave with a little dignity, please. And Kamala Harris, go away. I mean, please just go away. I mean, that's all I gotta say. Just go away. But this is Scott in the Shop. My wife just walked in the door. Hey, man, you guys have a good night, and I'll catch you later.